State Senator Luz Escamilla. Luz, welcome to the show. Great to have you with us.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, you are a regular contributor to the show, kind of just a little different position this time around as a candidate. Let's start with your background. What have you done in your personal life and professional life that you believe led to this moment for you to take over as Salt Lake City Mayor?
Well, thank you again, and it's exciting. We're at this race, and I've made Salt Lake City my home 20 plus years ago. I came here seeking an American dream as an immigrant, and this is the place where I decided to seek my education, my life, my professional life, and also my family. So my husband and I have 6 children together, and we have adults, teenagers, toddlers, and a cat.
That alone speaks volumes.
It's been
Taking
great.
care of 6 children.
Yeah, it's I think my family and the quality of life that we all want in Salt Lake City is what motivates me to be in public service. Been in the state legislature as a senator for 11 years. So this is my 3rd term, and I'm loving the work that we're doing there, the opportunity to bring a different perspective, a different point of view, and we've been sharing some of those views here with you in your show before. So I'm ready now to take these leadership skills that I've learned in the Senate, my 13 years in banking in the private sector as an employee of Zions Bank. I've helped small businesses, but I've also had an opportunity to work under the Huntsman administration. So I have that executive branch experience as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, because obviously legislative and executive, 2 different things.
Absolutely. They're different, and I recognize that. I have a master's in public administration. I feel I'm the most qualified candidate when it comes to experience, to results, and reputation. So I'm excited for the opportunity to talk to the audience and make sure that they take the time to see those candidates from that angle. There's great people running. It's a crowded race, as you mentioned. But I think in terms of experience, both in the nonprofit, in the public sector, in government, and also in the private sector, I can talk to all those groups that need to come together to make Salt Lake City. We're the capital city. It's a large city, and we're a very blue dot in the middle of a very big red sea. And I'm used to working under that environment, and I'm ready to take that leadership as a mayor.
As you look at the next 4 years, what do you see as the biggest challenge, and why do you believe you are suited best to take that on?
So I think Salt Lake City's at a crossroads right now. Sustainability is a big question. How do we grow in a smart way, in an environmentally responsible way, so our children and our great-grandkids and everyone coming after us gets to enjoy this great life that we have. So we have a great economy, strong economy, but also not everyone is enjoying that. So sustainability is the angle where I'm going to be looking at all the issues that this city is facing. I'm the most qualified because, number one, we're not going to solve any problem if we don't do it in collaboration with the state. And the relationship between the city and the state had never, it's been really tense. And that's when, as a Salt Lake City resident and as a legislator from Salt Lake City, I wanted to close that. I feel I'm the one that built bridges, and I know how to work with my colleagues in the Hill. I'm ready to now move from from being a legislator to now the mayor, and make sure we get the results that we need. So result-oriented is very critical for me.
That's a really interesting point that you just brought up there that I want to dig into a little deeper. The inland port has caused a lot of that divide between the state and the city. We saw it on display once again on Wednesday when the mayor and governor refusing to stand together and address some of the protests that were happening. Do you believe that there should be a stronger relationship between those 2 executives?
Absolutely. I mean, let me be clear. And this is my message in every opportunity I have to talk to residents. The opportunity is here. We don't live in an island. We're not isolated. Air quality, homelessness, inland port, housing, affordable housing, transportation is going to have to be working in collaboration with the state. I recognize that as a legislator that passed legislation that affects not only Salt Lake City, but the rest of the state. I know that we have to work as municipalities and cities with state government. And I get that very clear. I also have those relationships already in place. So I'll be working in day one to make sure that the values of Salt Lake City residents are protected. And you need a champion for that. And I think that I'm the one that can do that.
Do you support the lawsuit the city has filed? And how does that relationship with the city move forward with the inland port?
Yes, and let me start with the inland port. Yes, I do support the lawsuit, but at the same time, we have to be proactive already. Because I think somehow there's going to be development there. It's it's private property. And some of the land use authorities are already there. It's been zoned already. So things are going to move. So yes, the lawsuit I think will bring closure, especially on that. and even closure for feelings hurt, and the community's feeling that there was not a good process to get the inland port in place. And I voted against the inland port. I'm on the record.
But you also supported bills and ran bills to address the inland port.
Correct, and that will be the environmental stuff. So I got legislation passed this last session to get air quality and water quality monitored and create a baseline, because I know that's a big concern in my district, which is that northwest quadrant area. So I represent that area, but we also have to be, I think the lawsuit will provide guidance moving forward as we work with the state, and more importantly, you need to have a mayor that is working already on how that's going to look, whether it's an inland port or other type of development that will be developed, and you need someone that's proactive in that area.
Let's talk about immigration. You just mentioned your background coming here as an immigrant. Salt Lake City Police Department and the mayor have said they will not enforce federal immigration policy. Would you stand by that?
Yes, I think that's actually good practice, because your local law enforcement agencies are there to protect, and specifically within the jurisdiction of law enforcement. Immigration enforcement is a little bit different. Also, Salt Lake City doesn't have a jail, so a lot of the work and the collaboration that is making reference to, and we used to it used to be a MOU, that's a 287G. It actually needs to happen when you have a jail. Salt Lake City doesn't have a jail, so the collaboration is actually very limited. But I have to tell you, we have to first focus on a community policing where community feels comfortable coming forward with crimes, like crime activity. Immigration, in many instances, is a civil violation, is not necessarily a criminal activity. So I'm concerned when people talk about immigration. I don't see our police officers being immigration enforcement officers.
Okay, let's move on. We have about 30 seconds left. Homelessness. Do you support Operation Rio Grande? What happened there, and what is the role of the city moving forward?
The role of the city is, I'm going to start with that, is we have to work with the state. This is a statewide issue. Rio Grande already happened, and now we're seeing some of the aftermath of that.
Was it successful?
I think it was successful in terms of public safety. We needed to do something, and it needed to happen now. But now, how do we move forward to address the fact that they've been spread, many of them, that we're going to have less beds on January 1st? So that mayor needs to be able to address homelessness, because there will be a crisis. We're going to go from 1,200 beds on the road home to now 700 beds. What do we do? And I think the state can collaborate with the city again, and we can do that, and I'm the best person to do that.
All right, we're going to have to end it on that note, but you can find out more about Luz Escamilla at luzformayor.com. Thanks so much for being here.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you.